podcast featuring the one and only Malika Mashack. How you doing today?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be on the podcast. I'm so excited to talk to you and chop it up with you. And yeah, I'm excited.
First of all, slay on the hair. Hello, slay,
Thanks.
slay
I did
all
it
day.
myself.
Slay. Yes, and can we make sure to recognize it is Juneteenth, y'all? So happy Juneteenth.
Happy
Let's get that out.
Juneteenth to all my people. Let's celebrate today. And yeah.
Period. We had to definitely. I was like, it was interesting when say, can we do it next Friday? And I looked.
And I was
I
like,
said,
ooh,
oh,
that's
it is
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. So that
Let's
makes it
do
more
it.
special right here. So let's get started. So Miss Malika, can you let us know how you got to where you are in your sports story?
Yes, so I actually ran track when I was really young, around 8 years old, and I loved it. I went to the Junior Olympics for it, but I did not actually enjoy doing the sport. And one thing, rule in my family was that you can't quit the sport that you're doing until you're good at it, because you could say you don't like a sport because you're not good at it, but if you actually don't like the sport and you're succeeding at it, then okay, you can make the decision to not do the sport anymore. So I made it to the Junior Olympics, and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't want to run track anymore. I do not like it. And she was like, okay, it's fine. You can find something else you like. So come 6th grade, 7th grade, I started to play volleyball. And around 8th grade year, I got really serious into it. And I was on an Under Armour sponsored team for this club called Forza. And I loved it. I loved it. But my position was an outside hitter. And even though my dad is 6'6", I did not get as much height as I wanted to. So little 5'6" me could not be an outside hitter in college. So I played all the way up until junior year of high school, and then my mom was like, okay. Well, once I got into high school, I started running track my freshman year. I started back running track because all my friends were like, oh, we should try for the track team. I'm like, okay, sure. But I'm still playing volleyball at the time, and volleyball was my priority sport. So I got on the team freshman year for track, and I was really good. So I continued on until my junior year. And then once my junior year came, my mom was like, okay, cool. You need to decide whether or not you're going to play volleyball or track. What are you going to get recruited for when you go to college? Because you can't do both. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I think you have a better chance in track because you're not growing. So, and unless you want to switch positions in volleyball, I think your better option is track. So I was like, okay. So I locked in on track my junior year of high school, ran AAU, the summer after my junior year, made it to a junior Olympics in that, and then just finished out my high school career in track. And at the end of my senior year, my recruiting process was all really late because I started taking track seriously really late. So I didn't commit till the very, very end of my senior year, right before I graduated. I committed to UNLV. I got in contact with Carmelita Jeter, our coach, and I really wanted to run under her. So as soon as I found out she was becoming the head coach at UNLV, I committed and got to UNLV. And that's how I've been at UNLV ever since.
Girl, first of all, shout out to UNLV. It's interesting because I've heard about UNLV via say women's basketball, just kind of their program,
Yeah.
and then also it's just you know as they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But my question for you is, UNLV is in the Mountain West, and Mountain West, a lot of people like to downplay the mid-major competition, which I actually came from a mid-major competition, but anybody can get it any day of the week. But what would you say what would you say is the misconception of the mid-major competitions like Mountain West?
Yeah, I think for sure people always downplay mid majors, but I think a lot of people have to understand too. A lot of people who went P4 level and it didn't work out, they come to the mid majors. So we have just as much talent as the P4s, and so I think people misconstrue how hard it is to be a mid major, and then as well as being a mid major with P4 talent, but then not getting P4 benefits. So we don't have the amount of resources that these P4 schools are getting, or we're not getting the same amount of money. So I feel I don't know. I feel like mid-major is kind of one of the hardest areas because it's you have that high level competition, but you're not getting the same amount of looks, resources, opportunities, etc. So I think definitely going into UNLV, I knew it was going to be hard and I knew we were going to have some talent, But no, once I got there, I was like, okay, these girls are fast. These girls are fast. And I was like, and this is like, I'm kind of still new. Like I was kind of still new to track. So I was definitely like not expecting the high talent that we had. And then as well, we get a lot of international kids too. So we had a couple girls from Jamaica on our team, and those girls are fast. So I'm like, and I'm looking at like the way our season plays out, who we're running against, and even our conference in general, like our conference, the girls who are winning our conference aren't far off at all from the girls who are winning the Big 10 or the Big 12. Like we're all, and it's the good thing about track is that like when it comes to like the regional level and the national level, it's not by like what school you go to. It's like whoever's top 48 in the country goes to the next level. So that's what I love about track, because there's girls from Southern that are going to regionals, or there's girls from Cal State Fullerton or Long Beach, or like there's a whole bunch of girls from our conference that made it all the way to the last round of regionals. And it's like, that just goes to show that there's talent at every level, and it doesn't matter what school you're at, especially in track. Like if you're talented and if you're fast enough to make it to the next level, you're going to be seen. So that's what I love about track specifically, and just about the Mountain West. It's kind of just like, I know I'm getting pushed to my highest potential, my hardest, the highest level, regardless on who I'm running against, because I know all the girls in my conference are extremely talented.
For sure. And I just want to say, I've never been to indoor, what's it called? The indoor track and field
Yeah.
events. But the outdoor one, I'm like, it's like, why ain't nobody come here? It's free. Like, people, like, you don't got to pay, but like, it's like, you don't just watch one event. You see all these events that's going on at the same time. I'm like, this is fun.
For sure. For sure.
Because it was interesting. I had went there a couple of times for a couple of people that I knew that were playing at all the different, like, say the different aspects. Like there was the throwing event, there was the running event. And I'm like, so why ain't nobody? Why? That's like, it should be filled. It should be filled up. I mean, yeah, it can get hot, but it can be filled up, and you can make content with it. So it's like,
for sure. And thankfully, like we just started bringing back our home meet for UNLV my freshman year, and our coach, she's done like a really good job of promoting it and inviting people out, and she made it free. So it's like, she wants the community to basically come out. She made us flyers, all that. So she's doing a really good job of promoting it. And the past 2 years, like it's been a good amount of people there, for sure. And it makes me so happy to like see people just want to come out and support, because it's like, it's free at the end of the day, and we only have one home meet for our entire season. So it's like, if you guys can just come out for one home meet, just a couple hours, watch a couple races, like it's nothing. But it was our last couple home meets have been a really good turnout. So I think we're getting a little bit more pub in Vegas for sure.
Do you hope to see more support for especially track and field? Especially a lot of people love to tune into track and field when it comes to Olympic time, but do you hope to see more support, especially with, the college aspects where y'all have y'all's, big NCAA tournaments and everything?
Yeah, I definitely think more support is just gonna only help the sport become more popular in general. I know it's hard, for sure. I think people just don't realize how many like meets go into just like the Olympics, or how many meets go into the one event you guys see. And it's like, even like the Olympics, like the pro athletes, they are competing a lot. Like world championships are every year, so it's like they're competing a lot. And it's like, you only tune in every 4 years for the Olympics, and it's like, oh, this girl, where'd she come from? And it's like, we've been watching her for the past 3 years, and she's been competing for the past, like, we've been seeing her for forever. And I feel like at the pro level too, like it's kind of crazy, because a lot of girls from college go run pro and try to run for whether it's the United States or whatever country that they're from. So it's like, I'm seeing girls that I've ran against, or that I saw ran at meets and at the Olympics, and I'm like, yeah, like I know, like I've been seeing that. I know she could do that, because I mean, she's right. We literally ran against each other before. So it's like, I definitely think support is definitely needed more when it just comes to track and field. I know it's hard, because like it's not as big when it comes to like streaming. So like it's hard to like watch a track meet, because it's not just on ESPN. Like you're not gonna find a regular track meet on ESPN. We got all these different streaming websites. So it's like, I feel like it's the biggest thing that makes it hard to support. But when you can, like if you just happen to see like track on the TV, or if you see like, oh, there's a meet and I just gotta, go on ESPN Plus or something like that, just tuning in and like supporting, it goes a long way for sure.
Absolutely, because it just like I said, the one I went to in Charlotte when I at the time was living in Charlotte, it was fun. I was like, why is there nobody? But
Yeah.
this leads to my question. This leads to my question is, you see like a lot of track athletes, like Masai Russell, Kinsey Long, and Tara Woodhall, all are successful track and field athletes that have not only been successful in their sport, but also utilize their platform on the social media to spread the more awareness of their sport, but also within their brand in the NIL. What does that mean to you to see like the track and field athletes like them, as well as yourself, utilizing the platform y'all have in your track and field athletes in your platform with your social media just continue to grow?
I think for sure, like I love Masai. Like I love watching her content, and I think one thing that makes her content so good and so popular and so just like it draws you in to see is because like her content is really relatable, and so is Tara's too. Like their content is really really relatable, and I think showing people like just how much goes into training when it comes to track, like just how much you have to do on a day-to-day, like that draws people in, that makes people want to know like more about like, oh, okay, so what really goes into track, like what things do they really have to do to prepare their bodies to compete at this high level. I mean, just watching Masai and Tara's, I'm interested, and I run track, and I'm like, oh, I'm interested to see like what preparation she does to get ready for this meet, or what preparation she does to get ready for the Olympic Games, or what are her ups and downs, what has she's been struggling with. Because as an athlete, it helps me, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm not alone. This is somebody who's at a high level, who is produced at a high level, that is having the same problems as me. So it makes me feel seen, and it makes me want to support them even more. So I think I just try to do that in my content as well. Try to make it seem very relatable. I'm not NCAA top 50. I'm not at NCAA nationals. I'm just, a D1 athlete trying to continue to make myself better. So I think just showing that to younger girls, and showing that like you don't have to be the fastest girl to be successful. Like you can start where you are, and at the end of the day, it's you versus you. So as long as you're improving from your times or from your personal best, like you're on the right track, you're doing what you're supposed to do. So I think that's what I try to do in my content, like just to show people the relatability, as well as like just showing them like don't always compare yourself to the top girls, because I'm at this level and I'm not a top girl yet. So just I think that's what I just try to show in my content, and I think I definitely got that from Masai and Tara. Even though they're like Olympians, they definitely have some videos and some stories and some input that shows that like they've had their ups and downs, and like it's okay to have a setback, or it's okay to fail, or it's okay to not be where you want to be at the right time, but just to stay consistent and continue to push towards your goal.
Absolutely. And this leads to my questions. First of all, shout out to Sam Green for AthleteCon, because
Shout out to Sam.
shout out to Sam. She did her big one for real. She always does her big one with AthleteCon for real. So, but for you, with AthleteCon 3.0 being in Vegas, what was that like for you to be part of AthleteCon 3.0?
So at first, like I hadn't really heard of AthleteCon. I knew somebody that went to UNLV that went to the first two, and he had like told me about Sam Green, had kind of like told me a little bit about what she did, but I didn't really know really too much what it was. And then at one of our meets in Long Beach, she came out the woodwork. She came from, I don't even know where she came from, and she was like, "Oh, like we're having AthleteCon in Vegas. I'd love for your athletes to come." Da da da. And I was like, "Oh, okay, like I'll keep a lookout for that." So then once the time came, and she like sent us the form to submit, I was like, okay, I'm gonna submit it. At this point, I still kind of don't really know what it is. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go. It sounds like a good little conference to meet people. I'm not thinking I'm walking into this. The first event that I walk into, like it is so many athletes. I'm looking around. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And then one of my teammates, she also, Angelina, she went to the first couple ones, and she told me, she was like, no, like you should really come. Like I promise it's gonna be good. Da, 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 da. And so when I'm at the first event, I'm texting her, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people here. She was like, I'm not gonna lie, it's never been this many people. She was like, I'm just as nervous as you, and I've been coming to these. And I was like, girl. So definitely like being in that environment, like it was just such a shock at one, but then just seeing so many, like being in environment where it's so many people with like like-mindedness together. Like we all are athletes that want to improve our content, like, and we're all in the same area. And it's like, it's not like we're all like West Coast. Like, no, I was meeting people from out the country. I was meeting people that go to George Mason, that go to Miami, that go to Michigan. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So I'm so grateful that I was able to go, and I'm so grateful that I was able to learn about what AthleteCon is and meet Sam and learn about what her goal is and what she wants to do with AthleteCon. And now, like, I'm 100% in. Like, I love AthleteCon. I'd love to go to the fourth one. But it's just like being around the same people who have the same goal as you, and listening to people talk about how they improved their brand and where they came from, where they started, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, just everything. I was just like, this is amazing. Like, that's such a good idea that she had, and I'm so grateful that I was able to experience that.
For sure. First of all, like I said, shout out to Sam Green. I want to go to the fourth one. I missed the third one just because
Yeah,
of
you
basketball
gotta go to
season.
the
I
third.
need to go to the fourth one because I have had AthleteCon, like the little sign. I've always
Yeah.
put AthleteCon on my vision board, and I
Mhm.
started doing it. And I was like, whether it's go there, whether it's my podcast or some type of my designs, be
Mhm.
part of it. Please. I just
Yeah,
want,
for sure.
because like, first of all, shout out to Angelina. Hey
Yes, we love
girl.
Angelina.
It's interesting. Like I have met Angelina at the second one, and
Mhm.
like I saw her, and I was like, oh my gosh, It's like it's a AthleteCon. I will say what is so amazing about AthleteCon. A lot of people don't know is like not only you learn about the content, you also like get a chance to be offered the brand partnerships on
Mhm.
spot, and then also like just
Right,
making
networking.
connections. And I mean, hello, we love a Snapchat verification. So
Yeah.
that monetization from Snapchat is always amazing. But I think a lot of people, especially with, I always say, like, if you're an athlete, especially in college, and you want to get in learning more about the content aspect in NIL, like you have to check
For sure.
out AthleteCon for
For sure.
sure. Like it's like, you like not only that, you get to meet people around the world,
Mhm.
like you said, like you get to meet people around the world, not just like in the West Coast. You get to meet people
Right.
from the East Coast or even from different countries and
Mhm.
connecting, and you see like, shoot, like, I mean, yeah, it may be a lot of people, but hey, you get to
That's what
build
makes it
content,
fun.
and you get to like,
Right.
and you get like lifelong like friendships afterward.
Mhm.
Like you get to connect
For
with people
sure.
like, hey, we gonna see each other. Like, what's
Yeah, like
good? So
whenever I'm at your school, I'm gonna hit you up. Maybe we could do something. Like, for sure, it's building friendships. Like I wouldn't have met a rower from Michigan no anywhere else. Like I wouldn't have met, but like now I know somebody. I know multiple people at Michigan, and it's like that's so cool. Like,
and this leads to my question too. Like, first of all, I noticed you are first, and you are a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
yes,
Hello.
um,
So, like I said, I love Deltas. I love them. Hello.
oh, thank you.
My question is, how do you balance your sport, academics, and being part of a sorority all simultaneously?
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle, and it's definitely something that I had to adjust to. Once I first, obviously, I've been a student athlete my whole life, so that's never been an issue. Like, from being young and being middle school, high school, student athlete was like my life. So I always knew how to juggle being a student athlete, keeping my grades up, all that. That was nothing new. And college actually was easier than high school, surprisingly, when it came to time, because like you're not sitting in a school for 8 hours with 7 periods. Yeah, it's just like you get it done when you get it done. Meet the deadline. It is what it is. But definitely adding in a sorority, it definitely was a little bit of a challenge. But I'm so thankful for my chapter and like the girls who are in my sorority and who are in my chapter specifically. My line sisters, my pros, my advisors, like they made it so the transition so easy for me, and like they have my back throughout my college like career, like my track career, and that transition to going to sorority and juggling everything, they've made it so easy for me, and like they've just made it so like I don't really have to break my back to try to be everywhere at once. They look out for me beyond measures, and they support me in everything that I do. So if there's times where it's like, oh, I can't do this because of this, like they understand. It's no hard feelings, and they're just literally the best sisters I could ask for, especially my line sisters. Like I love them with all my heart, and they are the reason why I've been able to still be successful in track while juggling being a student athlete, while juggling being in a sorority. Like they are my backbone. So without them, I don't know how I would have done it.
Because I find it's so amazing to see, like, I've, I've always, like, just watching, say, women's sports, like, continuously as well, like, to see, like, even some of, like, say your favorite athletes, behind closed doors, they are part of the D9
Mm-hmm.
sororities, sororities, not fraternities, but some of the,
Yeah.
you see some of the female athletes. That was a blooper. I was gonna say the sorority and fraternity, but it's like, wait, sororities. Woo, woo. But you see some, like, I've seen, like, say, Asia Wilson being part of
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Kappa Alpha fraternity. I mean, sorority incorporated. See, this is
Yeah, you're good. No, you're good.
blessings.
Hey, you're
Apologize,
good.
but you see, like, say, all these, like I said, the female athletes being part of the D9 sororities, and
Mm-hmm.
just balancing their sport, and it's like, how do y'all do this? Like, because a lot of things that they have to do behind closed doors, and then
Mm-hmm.
balancing. So it's like,
Yeah.
how?
Trust,
Like,
there's some girls behind the scenes that help them make it all happen. Trust and believe. I stand firm in that. There's no way I would have been able to do all this without the help of my line sisters, the support of my line sisters and my pros, and Ada Kai in general. So shout out Ada Kai, my chapter. I love you guys.
amen, amen. Because I'm here. Like I said, I'm here for it. So I'm here for it. So this leads to my question, when it comes to representation, especially in women's sports, both on and off the field, how important is representation?
Representation is so important, especially being a Black female athlete and being in just on the West Coast in general. I feel like in the South they have a lot more representation, especially when it comes to like Black female athletes, Black people in like powers of or positions of power, etc. But I feel like being at UNLV, representation is so important, and especially when it comes to like everybody that all these like younger Black girls that you see coming into campus or coming onto our team. I try to do my best when it comes to representing UNLV track and field, one, myself, my family, two, being a Black student athlete, three, and then being a part of Delta Sigma Theta, four. Like you got to think about all those things, and I think just seeing that helps me want to be like makes me want to be in leadership positions more, because I want people to see like, oh yeah, if she can do it, I can do it too. So like on campus, being a part of Fellowship for Christian Athletes is something that I'm a part of, and that I love. I love that community. I love that group, and without them, also my college career probably would have been a hot mess. But I love that group, that those people. They've helped me so much, and then just being a part of like BSU and just like all these different communities and groups on campus just shows other people like, oh, okay, if she can do it, I can do it too. And then also like when it comes to interning, like I intern for UNLV football right now, and it's like woman is also not only being a woman actually in sports, but like wanting to work in sports as a woman and as a Black woman at that. That's hard. So making people see that like, yeah, like she can work in sports if she wants to. This is good. That's good representation for everybody to see. Like if she can work in sports, I can work in sports as well, especially as a woman in general. Like working as a woman in sports is hard. That's a male dominated field, and that's why I want to break the barrier, show representation that women can work in male sports and or male dominated fields. And so yeah, just showing representation everywhere is just important, just for the little girls that are coming behind me, and then as well as just for people in the world that don't even look like me to see like, oh, she can do that. That's dope. Yeah, respect.
That's on period. Because it's it's like interesting how, like, we work in, like, the male dominated area, and then it's
Mhm.
like we have to make sure to be careful what we do,
Right.
because all these, those stigmas of how did she get in top of her game, like, did she use, like, no, we had to work hard just like
Just like
everybody else.
yeah, for sure.
But like some people had to, get over hurdles, certain hurdles to get to where we
Mhm.
are. So it's like,
Right.
but this leads to my question. I always say that athletes are humans first. As a Black woman and an athlete, how important is mental health to you?
Mental health is so important. I feel like it's not talked about enough, and I think people are just nervous. I think to say that like they need help or they want an outlet, and that was for sure me. My freshman year, and even my senior year of high school mainly. I did not. I'm not the type of person to. I'm not extremely vulnerable. I'm pretty guarded as a person, so like I did not want to reach out to people and be like, oh, I think I'm struggling with this. No, the main person I would reach out to is probably my mom. Other than that, I'm not really reaching out to nobody else. And I think going into college, meeting the people that are a part of FCA at UNLV, those people definitely helped me come out my shell, become more vulnerable, be able to talk about how I feel more. And that group specifically has helped my mental health as an athlete improve so much because obviously nothing is possible without God, in my opinion. Being a Christian athlete, that's my root, that's my foundation, that's my rock. So being around other athletes who believe the same thing and who are there to uplift you and support you through your trials and pray for you and have your back and listen to you and give you good advice. That group specifically has helped me so much, and I put them in a group in the grouping as mental health because they definitely help my mental. And then as well as at UNLV, we have sports psychologists, and one of the sports psychologists that helped me, his name is Dr. Miller, and he has helped me beyond measures. And that was when I truly realized how like the power in meeting with a therapist and talking about what's going on in your mind and talking about mental health and making sure you're checking in with what's going on in your head. Because when you think about it, like being who you are or being who I am, like I do a lot. I'm going through a lot. So just ignoring sometimes the way I feel because of where I'm at, or like having to have practice or having to have get things done, like that's sometimes you got to prioritize your mental health. So I definitely think FCA, my sports psychologist, and then UNLV in general just does a really good job on athletes and mental health. Just like right before I left school, we had Darren Waller come in, and he obviously is a super big mental health. He loves to support mental health, and he came in and he talked to us about the importance of mental health, and we had like a whole mental health little like retreat, and that was just so helpful, and it was for all the athletes, and it was just like things like that just go to show that mental health is more important than we think, or more important than people say it is to be. So I'm a huge advocate for mental health and going out and getting the help that you need, because trust what you're doing, especially as athletes, what you're doing is not easy. And a lot of people can make it seem like it's easy or say like, oh, this is what you signed up to do, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, it's a lot on your mental, physical, emotional, spiritual being. So definitely, I'm a big advocate on go get help, go talk to somebody, because what we're doing is not easy at all.
Man, say loud to the folks in the back because it is
Yeah,
a job of what they're doing, y'all. It is a job
for sure.
because, like, when I hear, it's crazy how I hear like all these like cases where like some of the fans go crazy with their little
Right.
parlays and like, you did this and
No,
stuff. Like, bruh, what did they do to you? Like,
literally. And it's like, it's just so hard. And my brother, he's a professional athlete. So I see it so much, like on a day to day. And it's just like, bro, like little do y'all know, like they're going through, like, you don't know what they're going, like getting those messages, like, is that, you think that's really helping them? Like, you think at the end of the day, they really wanted to lose that game or they really wanted to make that mistake? Like, no, it wasn't purposeful. So it's like, and at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like, grace is needed in a lot of these situations. So it's like, I think for sure people need to sometimes take a step back and put themselves in their shoes. And it's like, would I want to hear that if I just made a mistake or if I just made a bad decision? Like, no. 9 times out of 10, no, you wouldn't. So,
and also too, like a lot of people, I think one of the biggest things that when it comes to mental health that is very overlooked is the performance anxiety that a lot of the athletes have to go through,
for sure.
especially when it comes to say a new system that is placed in them to where they have to go through it, or if they're doing great in one, say one meet, and then the next meet it's a whole different ball game. So it's like, or something at practice. They were doing great at practice, but by the time this meet comes, it's like, what did I do? Like, I
Yeah.
think that is such. I think the performance anxiety when it comes to sports is very overlooked in the aspect of mental health that doesn't get talked about enough.
Sure. Performance anxiety is real, 100%.
And this leads to my question, and you mentioned you are very big in your faith. How do you, how do you intertwine your faith and your sport just intertwine itself?
So it's kind of funny that we just talked about performance anxiety because like I really struggle with performance anxiety. I always obviously like the 400, the event that I run is a very mental sport, and track in general is very mental, very very mental, and it's because it's literally you versus you out there, and when you're putting in the work and you don't see the times going down, that can definitely mess up with your head or mess with your head. And performance anxiety can definitely make you want to like pull back because you feel like you're not going to get the time that you've been working for or whatever the circumstance is. And I think being strong in my faith, it's definitely especially this past year, I've definitely learned to be very patient in whatever route he has me in. And I think that's helped me so much, improve so much this year. And the verse that has been throughout my entire track career is 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. And I think that verse has like brought me through track and field in general, and not even track and field, but life. And so I think just intertwining those, like, and basically grounding myself too, and like knowing that, like, okay, track isn't my entire life. Like, yes, God put me in this sport for a reason, but it's bigger. He also put me in the sport bigger than just my performance. He put me in this sport to bring others to him or to share his word, et cetera, et cetera. So don't always be so concerned about whether you PR'd or you didn't PR, or whether you ran the time that you didn't run, or whether this girl's running faster than you and you're not where you want to be. Like, it definitely helped me ground myself and think like, okay, he put me on this path for a reason. He has a plan for me. I'm going to just trust in that and do what I'm supposed to do in the meantime. And that's helped me so much with my performance anxiety, with the way I attack meets, with the way I attack practice, with the way I interact with my teammates and my competitors, just all of that. So definitely that intertwining has definitely brought me so much more peace in my sport, as well as like brought my faith to a whole nother level, because at the end of the day, like, he has me here for a reason, and what he has planned for me is going to happen. So I can just sit back and relax and put in the work that I know I'm supposed to put in and do what I'm supposed to do in the meantime. And so that has helped me so much when it comes to like my sport and how I perform and the way I think in general.
Ooh, let me get my little shaker. Ooh, yes. Yes. I have two shakers. I was looking for my tambourine, and these shakers came with my tambourine. Now I gotta look all over the place for my tambourine because I moved, but my shakers are still here. So, but still, they working with it.
Yeah.
So, but that's how real that was. But like, ooh, let me get my shakers for this. Because won't he do it? Yes, he will. God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good.
Amen.
Amen. So, man, because you meant the fact that you mentioned 1 Peter 5:7, I was like, oh, I remember that back in college. It's like, ugh. It's like, whew. Especially that one, and then the verse before that, 1 Peter 5:6, about humble yourself under God's almighty hand. I'm like, oh, yeah. This like, yes. It's like, yeah.
He was speaking.
Oh, because I'm telling you, won't he do it? Yes, he will.
Yeah.
But this leads to my question is, if there was, you mentioned, 1 Peter 5:7 spoke to you and stuff. If there was a word or a phrase or even a scripture that really, described your journey so far, what would it be?
So back to me I've been in FCA since my freshman year. So I've known these girls. Lauren, I've known she's the advisor for FCA. I've known her since I've been in college. And my freshman year, I had to end up redshirting because things just weren't going well. Had an on and off injury, and it just wasn't my year. And I think I was still trying to transition from high school to college when it came to weights and training and practices and mental. That was a big transition for me. So I redshirted my freshman year, and that caused me to be really confused on the plan God had for me, and just kind of lost in a way where it's like, what am I here for? And it's like that comparison played a lot in that year, because you're looking at girls who are older on your team, who are successful and running the times and doing everything that you want to do, and you're looking like, okay, so what am I here for? Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? So I will never forget, like, my freshman year, we have women's Bible study for FCA, and we went over the book of James, and that's like by far now my favorite book in the Bible. And um, we talked about like perseverance and how going through tribulations and trials creates stronger faith. And I think that just really resonated with me. And there was one girl in our group that was older. She was a senior, and she played soccer. Her name was Gabby, and she spoke to us, and she spoke to us on how her throughout her college career, she kind of struggled when it came to playing time for soccer. But when it got to her senior year, she just got to just give it all to God and do what she needed to do when it comes to the work aspect, and leave the rest to God. And it ended up being her most successful year. And I think that always resonated with me, because I'm like, okay, what I'm doing, like the trials that I'm going through right now, is only making my faith stronger. It's only producing a stronger faith for whatever trials I have ahead of me. So the more that I go through these trials, or the more that God puts these trials in front of me, it's only making my faith stronger. So don't think about it as a way like he's punishing you, or you're alone, or he's not there with you. Like, no, it's only strengthening your faith. So having that mindset throughout the rest of my freshman year, and then going into my next years of college, like that has always just made me want to continue to go. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not alone. He's still here with me. And the things that I'm going through for a reason. And it's only going to make me stronger at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, like, you're going to be okay. And the thing that always helped me is like, I always would take a second and think back, what trial did I have years ago? So like my freshman year of college, the trial that I had prior to that was me not knowing where I was going to go to college for my, like, at my senior year. And God brought me through that. So why wouldn't he bring me through this? So that's kind of like the mindset that I have, and that I've been having throughout my whole college career. And that's just helped me to have more peace in whatever I go through, whether that's hardships or big good times, bad times, whatever it is. It's all happening, I think, in a way to just strengthen my faith in general, especially when it comes to trials. So that's for sure. Like that us reading James, that Bible study was for sure a shift in my life that showed me like, okay, you're going through this for a reason. It's going to produce great faith. So just keep going, basically.
Oh, girls, I was like, girl, she described James 1, 2 through 4. I was like, ooh, you
Yes, yes,
described.
yes.
I was like, she was talking about. I was like, I could just tell what she was talking. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
she just described James 1, 2 through 4
Yep,
about
yep, yep, yep.
the trials and tribulation producing the perseverance and
Yep.
going. I was like,
And I feel like
yep.
that verse goes like, I don't know why it relates so much more to track specifically, because like obviously when it comes to endurance, like that's something that's really big in track. And she, like, the way Lauren explained it was like, you go through your hard workouts and fall training to build your endurance, so that when it comes to the meet in the spring, you're able to get through the race. And I'm like, yes. So it's like, she's like, so why would you not trust that God is putting you through your hard workouts now? So when it comes to your next season, the faith is easy. Like you have the faith built up to get through whatever you're going through. And I was like, that's spot on.
Like that makes perfect sense.
That
I
makes
feel it.
perfect sense. Yeah.
Like, now that you put it that way, it makes perfect sense.
For sure.
I
Yeah.
see. Like, I see you. It's like
I
I see
see.
you what
Yeah.
type of. Like, I see it. So my question for you is, I always ask my guests this question because Bonafide means authentic and unique. So what makes Miss Malika Mashack Bonafide? What makes your story stands out?
I definitely think just the amount of work that I've had to put in to get to where I'm at. And like obviously being in track is one of the sports where it's like you kind of have to do it for a little bit of time to kind of be successful. And I think just me starting to take it seriously so late, and me having to take all the steps to get to where I am now, I think that just makes my story just that much more unique. Because like, yeah, I ran when I was 8, but that was only for like a year or two, and I quit. But like, I didn't really start taking track seriously until my junior year of high school. And I think that kind of shows like I had to go through every step, like the not good step, the having to put in the work, the comparison game, the earning my spot on the team, to going from being a walk-on to earning money. Like all that is just built up to who I am now. And I feel like that just makes it a little different than a lot of the track and field athletes who have been running for so long, who are used to this, who know what they have to do, who know everything about themselves. I'm still learning about myself as a runner, myself when it comes to track mentally, what works for me, what doesn't, and all those things. Like, so I think that for sure just makes me stand out a little bit. And then, yeah, just having to transition so late, like that's not normal in track at all. So
Like, you know, it's like God knew what he was doing when we like
for
left the
sure.
track, and then you're like, you know what? Come on home.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
Like, come on home. It's okay. It's like you ran away from me, but I'm gonna let you home.
I'm gonna bring it back to you. Don't worry.
Like, and then it's like your mom's like, just go ahead and play, go run, just go ahead and run track. It's like, the fact that she said that you said you're not gonna grow anymore, just go ahead and run track.
Yeah,
it's like,
baby,
oh,
she knew. That's why, hey, mom always knows best, guys. Mom always knows best. Trust.
It's like you would try to play tricks on them, but it like, didn't I just tell you? Like,
yeah.
didn't I just? It's like you could try, but it ain't gonna work on me. But hey, but Miss Malika, can you let the folks know where they could find you, support you, any upcoming events happening your way?
Yes, you can find and support me on my Instagram at ma.lika4, and then my TikTok is Malika, my name, and then 0.4. So you can find me on there, and that's where I am mostly. And events coming up, California Greek Picnic. So if you're in California and you want to go to the Greek Picnic, it's next weekend, and I think that's about it. I'm gonna be out in Summer League. I'm gonna be in Summer League at NBA Summer League because my brother is gonna be there playing, and yeah.
Hey, y'all be sure to follow the queen herself, Miss Malika, at ma.lik and number 4, yes. And then Malika.4 on TikTok.
Yeah.
4. Like, there's something powerful with the number 4. So
yeah.
So y'all be sure to follow her and be sure to check out the Greek picnic she mentioned in California. And if you're in the Summer League NBA going to happening, y'all be sure to network. Y'all can be sure to find her, network, create content, collab, all that stuff.
For sure.
So be sure to follow Miss Malika Mashack at Malika at ma.lka4 on Instagram. And be sure to check out the live replay of Bonafide Her podcast, episode 237, featuring the one and only Miss Malika Mashack. After this, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.
Thank you.